Burkina Faso, a nation often overlooked on the global stage, is beginning to carve out a story of power, pride, and determination that is impossible to ignore. At the heart of this story is an ambitious project that has left many observers shocked and even unsettled, including some of the most powerful figures in the Western world. The country is building its largest power plant ever, and this development is more than just an energy project. It is a declaration of independence, a symbol of resilience, and a reminder that even nations that have been written off by global powers can rise with vision and willpower. The ripples of this project are being felt not just in Africa, but across the oceans, and yes, even in the corridors of Washington, where the name Burkina Faso rarely ever came up before. But now it does, and it carries a weight that makes some, like Donald Trump, visibly uneasy. To truly understand why this matters so much, you have to look at Burkina Faso's long struggle with energy and security. For decades, this West African nation has faced rolling blackouts, unreliable grids, and an overwhelming dependence on foreign imports to keep the lights on. In a world where electricity is the foundation of every modern economy, Burkina Faso's shortages meant more than just dark homes at night. It meant industries couldn't thrive, businesses shut down prematurely, and young people with dreams of building a better life were left without the basic tools of opportunity. Entire communities knew the frustration of living in a country that felt perpetually left behind, caught in the trap of dependence. But this frustration has slowly been turning into resolve. When Captain Ibrahim Traoré came onto the scene, he brought not only military grit, but also a vision that resonated with ordinary people. He is young, disciplined, a man who once trained his body as a bodybuilder, building muscle and strength, and now he channels that same discipline into building his nation's future. He understood that sovereignty is not just about resisting foreign influence politically. It is also about securing the fundamentals of survival: food, water, and energy. Without these, no country can truly stand tall. So the project, to construct Burkina Faso's largest power plant ever, became more than just an engineering challenge. It became a mission of dignity, a project that carried the hopes of millions who were tired of being treated as mere consumers of foreign generosity. When the groundbreaking took place, there was a sense of electricity in the air, both literally and metaphorically. Engineers and workers stood side by side with soldiers, knowing they were part of something historic. For them, this was not just about connecting wires and turbines. It was about rewriting their country's story. The soil they stood on had seen decades of exploitation, where foreign companies dug deep to extract gold and other resources, leaving behind little for the people. This time, however, the power being built was not for outsiders. It was for Burkinabe families, farmers, students, and small businesses that had been waiting for this moment for generations. And then there is the global reaction. Donald Trump, known for his bluntness, reportedly scoffed at the project in private circles, asking how a country like Burkina Faso could dare to rise in this way. But the truth is, the project strikes at the heart of Western anxiety. For too long, the world order has been structured in such a way that African nations remain dependent on loans, on aid, on imports. An energy-independent Burkina Faso is a dangerous example because it shows that change is possible. If one nation stands up and builds its own path, others may follow. And that threatens the grip of influence that major powers have enjoyed for decades. The very idea of Trump panicking may sound dramatic, but imagine the psychology of power. He and many like him are used to thinking of Africa as a place that waits for help, a place defined by weakness. Yet here comes Burkina Faso, not asking, not begging, but doing. That's unsettling because it challenges an entire worldview. It reveals cracks in the illusion of control, and it shows the unstoppable force of a people who decide that enough is enough. On the ground in Burkina Faso, the emotions are raw and genuine. Markets buzz with talk of the project. Farmers in remote villages smile when they speak about the day when they might finally irrigate their fields using electricity, instead of depending on rainfall alone. Young students who struggle to study under candlelight at night now dream of staying up late with laptops and internet access powered by their own national grid. For the first time, hope feels tangible. like it's being built brick by brick, right? Wire by wire right in front of them. There is also a deeply emotional pride in knowing that this project is not being built as a favor from someone else. This is not a story of aid or charity. This is a story of a nation digging deep into its own resilience, forging partnerships that respect its sovereignty and taking control of its destiny. For years, Africans have been told that development comes only with strings attached, that progress must always have a sponsor. But here's Burkina Faso saying, no, we will sponsor ourselves, and we will build with our own hands. That kind of defiance is beautiful, and it shakes the very foundation of old global hierarchies. And of course, this is not just about infrastructure. Energy is the bloodstream of modern civilization. Without it, everything slows. With it, everything grows. Burkina Faso is making a choice to open the floodgates of possibility. Factories that were once impossible to sustain may soon hum with production. Cold storage facilities will keep food safe and reduce waste. Schools will use technology to teach in new ways. Hospitals will save lives by running critical machines without fear of sudden blackouts. The reach of this project stretches far beyond the turbines. It extends into the dreams of every citizen who has ever wished for more. It's no wonder that the symbolism of this power plant goes far beyond energy. It is about sovereignty in its purest form. A farmer turning on a light bulb in his home will feel that sovereignty. A child watching cartoons on TV powered by national electricity will feel it. A doctor performing surgery without the risk of losing power halfway through will feel it. These are not abstract ideas. They are real, lived experiences that transform lives in ways big and small. Meanwhile, in Western capitals, this project is being watched with concern. What happens if Burkina Faso succeeds? What happens if this country proves that African nations can solve their own problems without bowing to foreign pressure? What happens if others are inspired to follow this model? These are the questions that keep policymakers awake at night. And in a world already shifting away from old alliances and old dependencies, Burkina Faso's bold step could accelerate changes that many in the West are not ready for. Traoré himself embodies the spirit of this project. He is young, determined, and deeply rooted in the belief that Africa must rise on its own terms. His muscular physique, his sharp eyes, his calm but firm demeanor, they all add to the image of a leader who refuses to bend. People look at him and see strength, but not just physical strength. They see moral strength, the strength to reject deals that compromise his country's independence, the strength to face down pressure from powerful nations, and the strength to carry the hopes of millions. The workers on the project site often speak about how different this feels. Unlike projects led by foreign contractors where locals are sidelined, this one has Burkina hands everywhere. Young engineers are being trained, workers are gaining skills, and communities are directly involved. This is not a project being imposed on them, it is theirs. That sense of ownership builds confidence that will outlast even the physical structures of the plant. It will inspire the next generation of dreamers and builders. As the plant continues to rise, the contrast between the silence of skeptics and the cheers of citizens grows louder. Western media may downplay it, but on the ground in Burkina Faso, it feels like a revolution. You can sense it in the way people talk, in the way they carry themselves with more pride, in the way they look forward instead of looking back. Something has shifted, and once that shift happens, there is no going back. And so, the image of Donald Trump panicking is not just about one man. It is about what he represents, the discomfort of a system that cannot accept Africa building for itself. But Africa is building anyway, and Burkina Faso is leading by example. It is a story of defiance, hope, and transformation unfolding in real time. It is a reminder that no matter how small or overlooked a nation may seem, when its people decide to rise, nothing and no one can stop them.